Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to the second ink in the ink flight number 21. And the color for today is Rober Oster Whisper Red. It's a very unusual red. It almost looks pink. And it does look a little bit darker on some of the panel, and some of the samples, but really it's quite light. So let's just leap right in, and I'll tell you or show you what I've found out so far about it. Here's the bath test, so we'll get that going. Okay, and then I have a follow-up from the last one, which was the first ink in this series, Rober Oster Opal Green, which completely vanished. There's traces of it, but it's going to be really hard to see probably on the camera. There's just traces of it on there. So it's typical fountain pen ink, and it's gone. So there's that little follow-up. Now let's let that kind of simmer, and we'll get right into the Rhodia Gold book. This is I love this for this purpose as an ink journal, and like I said, it's the second ink in the series. All of them are by Rober Oster this time. Inspired by the 1980s, it said. Okay, and here it is. Still looking pretty light here on the Rhodia Gold book here. And this is kind of ivory paper, so it does kind of mess with you just a little bit. But we've got plenty of more samples, other paper coming up. I found it on Goulet Pens for $17 for the 50 ml bottle, and $1.50 for a 2 ml sample. Of course, I got mine from Ink Journal from the inkflightbox, and I did check to see if they were carrying this yet on their site, and they weren't yet. But at the time I checked, there were still ink packages for sale. You know, and that could change any moment, so don't quote me on it. But so you could get just the 7 ink samples from them. And this is it in the broad nib. All of this is written in the broad Yowo nib on the Serendipity. I find it's very light for a red, and so it's not my cup of tea really. But I think it'll really appeal to those who like a dusty color. You know, I've got pen friends who really like the more subdued colored, so I know that I'm just someone who likes the red that really screams at you. So I don't dislike it, but it wouldn't be something that I would need a bottle of. It wouldn't really be my first choice at all. So I didn't really have anything similar to this either to compare it to, but you'll see I got a full panel to show you of some colors. Okay, and here's the Cafe Note from Nanami Paper Company. It's Tomoe River paper, and it is quite light on here too. Don't adjust your set. It's actually very light, but I like it. It's easy on the eyes as far as that goes. Certainly I wouldn't like say, oh, I hate this, get it away from me, or anything like that. It's just not, you know, I like a really bold color. And I was really happy with yesterday's green. So now I want to call your attention. I did have a pen friend who asked for a couple of resources or a book list. So if you want a screenshot or pause or whatever, these are some of the YouTube channels I really like for helping me, support me with the intermittent fasting and low carb that I've been doing. And then these are 5 books. So I just thought I'd kind of hold it still there for a minute. And I'm still planning to do a video. I really need to get kind of more organized on that. And I thought for now maybe the book list and the YouTube channels would be helpful for somebody. So there they are. And I know you've had a chance to pause, so I don't need to sit there forever. Okay, let's get right into the paper. Here's Tomoe River paper, 52 gram. And you know, it looks nice on there. It's got some shading. This ink actually does have some shading. It's rather subtle compared to some others maybe. And then here it is on Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid. Looks good. And let's turn it over, even though I'm sure, yeah, it didn't do any bleed through or anything. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's a light enough color. I don't think it could. But here's Clairefontaine 90 gram paper. And there it is down at the bottom. We're filling this one up. We'll be turning it over any minute. It looks nice on there. It kind of darkened a little compared to the Leuchtturm. Probably because it's sitting on top of that highly ink-resistant paper. And then here's Rhodia dot pad. Let me get that up there so you can see it. There it is. Whoops. Don't want too many shadows. Same thing on there. It looks good. I don't have another red to compare it to on this comparison sheet though. And then here's CVS caliber paper. And I actually noticed that it felt drier on that, you know, and it, let's see. Let's compare it to Rhodia, even though that's not fair. Rhodia costs twice as much, or 3 times as much, I think. So it's a good deal lighter, when we find that to be true with most of the inks. Here is Office Depot College Rule Notebook. Again, there, it looks nice. It brightens it up a little because it takes more of the ink onto the paper, I think. And no bleed through, so that was good news for me. All right, let's look at this color panel. Ta-da! It's quite something. Whoops, and first, let's just... Okay, I think we've got a winner there. I think it's disappeared pretty much. Oh dear, I got to get this just right so you can actually see it. And hopefully it won't fall down. Okay, so here we are, right here. Rober Oster, Whisper Red. It's interesting. I feel like it's at home with all these oddballs. Not that every single ink on here is an oddball, but quite a few of these are, really, when you get right down to it. Here's Rohr and Klinger Fernambuk, and, you know, it's certainly not a match or anything, but I've always thought that that was an odd color. I don't know whether to call it pink or whether to call it red or what, but... And then, actually, Colorverse Mars Curiosity, you know, at first glance, you're looking at a similar color there, but then it does not quite, so... And certainly you get a lot more red coming out than pink. And you get more pink with Whisper Red, for sure. And I don't know what possessed me to put Caran d'Ache Infrared. I think I just wanted to show as many reds as I could, you know, pick out that either looked like they might be somewhere near it or were totally not. And Caran d'Ache Divine Pink, I did that because I was curious. I actually thought that we were going to see a similar watercolor effect with that. And this is just much brighter pink that's coming out. And then, of course, the oddball in my collection, Rober Oster Lipstick Red. I have to be honest, I like their blues and I like their teals. Like, you know, I like their Tranquility and colors like that. I like those better than I don't, but I don't dislike this. It just, you know, I really like KWZ Thief's Red. So for personal, like, for where I'm at with red, this is definitely my favorite red. And I love Ruby Red, Kaveco, but that's more of a almost maroon, so... And I put KWZ Red #1 on here as a kind of a control subject, you know, like maybe more people would be familiar with this one, and also Diamine Classic Red would be, you know, and see how that's similar in terms of what comes out. You get that pink, and, you know, it's a little different though, of course. I'm not really trying to match them, you know, you can't really find an exact match, but just to show you, and maybe you have something that's on here that looks familiar. But this was fun to do. Really a lot of fun. So, and there you have it. Now, let's go ahead and we'll pull down the... actually, might have to just keep that there. It would certainly be better. Okay, so I did 2 different inks this time. I thought, why not just sort of grab the one that I want to see the most for the right hand side. So this is our ink of the day, Rober Oster Whisper Red. And it was interesting how it, you know, there was a lot of interest there, a lot of little shading and pink and then darker pink. I'm not sure I see anything that I would call red, but that's, you know, that's what it's named, Whisper Red, so it's just giving you the hint, I guess. And then this one is Rohr and Klinger Fernambuk, and I thought that was really interesting what it did. This one moved around a lot more. It's a much more flowy, I mean, it just instantly poof, you know, kind of thing. And it's hard to describe, but when you put that drop down, it doesn't need a whole lot of help moving around. So that's, you know, if you try this technique, I just put water down first and then a drop of ink. It's sort of loosely based on what Nick Stewart is doing, which his are really beautiful. So that's pretty much what I found out about this ink. It's cool. Actually, I wish it was within reach. Actually, I can pause the video. Let me pause the video. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to show, okay, this was Rober Oster Lipstick Red mixed with Diamine Hope Pink. So let me flip, because I've got one that's just lipstick red. Okay, so this is just lipstick red done with like I sprayed, I just put some of it on a plastic baggie, and there's another video where I did that, and then, you know, sprayed water and then did a smush. It's like a smushing technique, but it's kind of interesting. But see, it's not the same, but it's, I don't know, it's not the same at all, is it? But it kind of made me think of that, so I just had to pull that out and just, you know, that's the kind of art, you know, that's my idea of art, I guess. It's just playing with stuff. So, okay, so next, I really don't have a whole lot more except to say that is gone, so that's going to be interesting. We already kind of know. And then I wanted to do just a mini follow-up about something I had mentioned the other day. I said that I had been gifted a clip for my Pokka pen, and here it is. Let me see if I can get it up nice and close for you. Here it is. It just goes right on the pen, and I noticed you can take it off like that and put it back on really easy. Well, you know, it's snug, so it's not gonna just, it's a nice metal clip, totally rugged. And I did go to their site and I found out it was $3.45. Since I didn't buy it, I didn't know, I had no idea how much they'd be. But so that's a neat option, especially for people who like to carry the pens up in their shirt pocket and don't really want it to fall down in. I carry it in my jeans pocket, but it's a nice rugged clip. You're not going to have any trouble with it. It's not going to come off unless you want it to, and I don't think it's going to break either. I mean, I really don't. So it doesn't interfere at all with the structure of your pen. So I promised I would show it if I found it, and you know, I found it right with everything else Pokka, so I don't understand why I wasn't seeing it the other day, but it was there. So, and then I just had one more off-topic thing before, well, actually, let me go ahead and tell you, in case you need to depart, that tomorrow will be Rober Oster Dusty Pink. So see, we're moving right along. We've got 7 of these inks, and now we've done 2, and we're going to go on to Rober Oster Dusty Pink. I like that. Oh boy. I mean, that's one of those where I'm like tempted to try to get some even without writing with it, but that's never a good idea, guys. So I've learned. So I can't wait to do that tomorrow. But I just wanted to say something about what I'm doing in my bullet journal. And for those of you on Instagram, I apologize because you've already seen this, but I did my weekly layout. And I'm just excited about this washi tape that I got from Jet Pens. It's well, it's up there somewhere. But anyway, I'll see if I can link to it. But really nice with the moon and everything. And the moon is not spaced out too far on this, so you actually can, you know, get one when you need one. Like I wanted to put it down here because Wednesday is a full moon, which I really like tracking the moon cycles and stuff. And I have done a whole bunch of stuff today, but I didn't start writing on it because I wanted to do it part of the video. So the other thing was that I inked up a pen just special for this week. I did ink up with my Lamy Vista with Diamine Earl Grey, which was so neat because I had the whole panel from doing the ink study, and it came in so handy because I kind of remembered these, and I remembered that was the ink I wanted to write with and explore more. I really liked the Diamine Silver Fox, but it was pretty light for me, and sure enough, this looked really good in my medium nib. So I've got it in here ready to go because I'm still using this knock case for my bullet journal stuff. So I was really pleased because it's kind of a, I don't know why, but I was in sort of a gray, and I thought, this is cool. We're having a lot of rain and dark days and everything, but I like it. And then if I want to spice up with some orange, I can, but I think I'm going to use this for the journaling part down below. So I was really excited about it, and I just wanted to, you know, to mention it because it's pen related. So, all right, I'm going to let you go, and we can look forward to tomorrow, or, you know, tomorrow, or if something happens to go haywire the next day, for Rober Oster Dusty Pink. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the comments, and let me know what you thought of today's Whisper Red. Interesting ink. Anyway, very interesting. So, bye for now.